Do you know if that property requires governor's consent or state approval? Because across many African countries, missing this single legal document could mean you don't really own the land you paid for. Welcome back to Africa Insider for Global Real Estate, the channel that helps Africans in the diaspora and international investors understand property laws across the continent. Today, we're breaking down governor's consent, a crucial step in land ownership that every smart investor must understand. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because by the end of this video, you'd know how to secure legal land ownership whether you're buying in Nigeria, Ghana, or Kenya. Stay with us. What is governor's consent? Let's start with Nigeria, where the concept is most famous. Under the Land Use Act of 1978, all land in each state belongs to the governor, who holds it in trust for the people. So, when someone with a certificate of occupancy, CFO, sells their land to another person, the governor must officially consent to that transaction. That approval is what we call the governor's consent. Think of it as governor's signature of authority, confirming that the new owner has full and legal rights to that property. Without it, even if you've paid in full, your ownership is not legally complete. Have you ever heard of governor's consent before today? Type yes or no in the comments below. Let's see how many investors already know about this crucial step. Why it matters in Nigeria and other African countries. You might be thinking, is this just a Nigerian thing? Not at all. While the name might differ, many African countries have similar laws that require state or presidential consent before a land title can change hands. In Ghana, for instance, land falls under different ownership systems: stool land, state land, or family land. For state lands, the Land Commission must approve any transfer, which works much like the governor's consent process. In Kenya, you hear about Land Control Board consent, a government approval that must be obtained before land can be legally sold or transferred. In Tanzania, land ownership is granted through a right of occupancy by the president, and any transfer also needs government consent. So across the continent, the message is the same. If the government doesn't consent, the ownership isn't legally recognized. Which African country are you planning to invest in? Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, or somewhere else? Drop it in the comments below so I can tailor future videos to your location. So what's the process of getting governor's consent in Nigeria? Now, let's zoom in, since that's where most investors face confusion. Here's the step-by-step process, especially for Lagos. Number 1. Prepare a deed of assignment, drafted and signed by both buyer and seller. Number 2. Submit to the Land Bureau, usually the Lagos State Lands Registry or equivalent in other states. Number 3, pay the necessary fees, including the consent fee, stamp duty, capital gains tax, and registration fee. Number 4, verification stage. The Land Bureau checks the property records and ensures it's free of disputes. Number 5, governor's approval. Once cleared, the governor signs and issues the official consent. This process takes around 4 to 6 months, though it may be easier with proper documentation or a verified consultant. Would you like me to make a video comparing governor's consent fees in Lagos, Accra, and Nairobi? Comment yes, if that would be helpful for your investment. Let me share a quick story that many can relate to. A Nigerian businessman living in New York bought land in Lekki, Lagos, from someone with a valid C of O. He trusted his agent, signed the deed of assignment, and sent payment. But he never applied for governor's consent. Years later, when he wanted to resell the property's buyer rejected the title because the governor's consent was missing. He had to start the process from scratch, pay accumulated penalties, and nearly lost the deal. Now, compare that to Ghana, where a foreign investor bought land through the Lands Commission and got full consent approval within weeks. That simple step made it easier for him to get a bank loan against his property. Same story, different countries, but the lesson is identical. Without government consent, your land deal isn't complete. Key documents you'd need for this process. In Nigeria and most African countries, the following documents are typically required for consent or title transfer: deed of assignment or transfer, survey plan authenticated by the State or National Survey General, tax clearance certificates for both buyer and seller, application letter requesting consent, proof of payment of applicable fees, existing C of O or right of occupancy. Always double check these requirements. They can differ slightly between Lagos, Accra, Nairobi, and other countries in Africa. Tips for diaspora and foreign investors. If you're living abroad, say in the US or UK or even Canada, you can still process your governor's consent or similar land approvals without traveling to Africa. You want to know how? Okay, all you need is to issue a power of attorney to a verified real estate professional or lawyer on the ground. But be cautious. Many investors have lost money to unregistered agents who cut corners. Make sure your representative is licensed and transparent about each stage of the process. Would you feel comfortable letting a Nigerian or Ghanaian lawyer process your land consent while you're abroad? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. To wrap it all up, whether you're buying in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, or Tanzania, the rule is simple. No governor's consent, no legal ownership. That one signature from a governor, president, or land commission can make the difference between owning land or losing millions. So before you send that payment, ask, who owns the land? Do they have the government consent to sell? If you'd like personal help verifying titles or processing governors' consent across Africa, you can reach out to me. My contact details are in the video description. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video with other diaspora investors who want to invest safely and smartly in African real estate. This is Africa Insider for Global Real Estate, helping you own Africa's future one property at a time. See you in the next episode, where we'll talk about how to verify a land title before you buy it all across Africa. Thank you.